All right, guys. So we're going to start with the cube. So how do you draw a cube? I'm going to use, first we're going to draw a square. Careful not to draw it too top or too in the side because we're going to add sides to it, okay? So I'm drawing a cube. So first line, 2 inches. I'm drawing it 2 inches. So 2 inches. 2 inches. If you don't have a ruler, just try to aim for 2 inches and please get a ruler. But we're doing 2 inches, okay, guys? 2 inches. So after the first line, I'm going to draw very lightly because I don't want to mess up. So get in the habit of drawing it lightly. So I'm going to draw lightly to make sure that it's a cube. I know you can't see it, but I drew very lightly because you might go crooked. Okay, so I got it good. I got it straight. I got it straight. So I'm gonna darken it, and that's gonna be my square, the front view. And I'm using a solid line, solid lines, or visible lines, the lines you can see. Those are solid lines, visible lines, lines you can see. I am able to see these lines on this shape. Guys, if you copy right now, you won't have to do it again. Okay, that's going to be the first assignment. So my first square. Okay, now let's do it into a cube. How do I make it into a cube? Well, I'm going to put a point all the way in the side on top of the paper. That's my point. So now I'm going to that point, I am going to I'm going to make a line from the corners of the box to the line, very lightly. Just give it like a good 1 or 2 inches. Just very lightly. Don't draw it too hard because you will erase right now. Okay? Very lightly. So again, so this is what you call 1 point perspective. So that's 1 point perspective. You're seeing something in 3D. So again, the corner to the point in the side of the paper. Very lightly. Draw it very lightly because we're going to erase right now. So I drew it very lightly. I hope you can see it. Okay, so I have my three lines from corner to the point. And now I'm going to make a horizontal line on the end. So I'm going to take this line and push my ruler straight up and close the box, making sure it's a straight horizontal line. And it's like equal signs with that one. It's parallel. Okay? And I'll make it hard now. And I'm going to finally make these other lines hard. Because they were light, so I wouldn't, in case I messed up. Okay, so I'm darkening them up. I'm just retracing. It's very easy, guys. Just follow along. See? It's almost looking like a cube. Okay, now, that side, let's close it. So you're gonna get your ruler, and you're gonna push it, straight, push it until the corner of the top one. And now, I'm going to darken it. I'm gonna draw it. I'm actually doing it dark because I already know where it's gonna end. So if you can see, the bottom line, I went a little more. If I would have done it hard, I would have had to erase that and it would have looked messy. But now I can trace it, darken it, and it's a perfect cube. And I'm going to erase the extra line that I didn't need. Okay, so that's my cube. Okay, so that's a solid line or visible line. You can call it, you can write visible line or solid line. It's the same thing. So solid or visible. And you can make a solid line underneath. So you remember that a solid line, it means a line that you could see, okay? You're able to see it. Now we're gonna make hidden lines. Let's get with the hidden lines. So hidden lines are the lines behind that you cannot see. So let's do that. So from my vanishing point right here, the corner of the page on top, I'm gonna connect it to the corner. And I'm gonna draw a very light line, very light. Draw it very light. So just one light that connects to that point, okay? Now, I'm going to make a horizontal line, up and down, horizontal. So I'm gonna get the ruler from the side of my box, my cube, and I'm gonna push it, push it, push it, push it until the corner. I'm gonna push it to that corner. So then I'm gonna make a light line. Okay, make a light line. So I made a light line, but unfortunately I didn't make the bottom line too long enough. So I'm going to finish it. Make it very light, please, very light, because we're gonna make it into dashed lines right now. Okay, so what about the top, the back line? Make a very light line from the corner to the center. So I made a very light line, very light. Okay, now we're gonna make a hidden line, a hidden line, a hidden line. So write hidden line and make make even little lines, okay? Even little lines. So a hidden line. So I'm gonna use my ruler and make dash lines, the same size. Dash lines, same size. So I'm adding a darker pencil marks, and they're dash lines, dash lines. So that's called an invisible line. That's called an invisible line. So that's a line that you can't see in real life. So that's an invisible line. So we have solid lines and invisible lines. So in my example right here, visible lines or solid lines. And then we have hidden lines. So visible or solid and hidden lines. Okay. So I recommend you underline the word hidden line. I mean, you dashed it, and then the solid or visible lines, you put a line underneath so you remember. So that's a solid, that's invisible. Okay. So now we're gonna draw this cube. Now we're gonna draw that cube. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Almost done, guys. Okay. So how I need to find the center of this side, the center. So how you find the center is you make a line from corner to corner. A line from corner to corner, very lightly, where only you can see it. Corner to corner, and then corner to corner, the other corner. So we're gonna make an X. That's how you find the center of any square or rectangle. You're gonna make a light X. So I have a very light X. So I found the corner. of that square with that X. Okay? Now, we're going to connect the vanishing point, which is on top of my page, to that center. We're going to connect it. And we're going to make a very light line again. So go from center to the edge of the square, which is behind the cube. So from center to behind. Hopefully you could see it. So from center to behind, very lightly. I'm telling you lightly because if you do it dark and you want to erase, your drawing is it's gonna mess up. Okay, now we want a straight line from the center to the bottom. So making sure that it's straight, so you get the edge of the box, and then you push it until it's right at the center. And then I'm actually gonna draw it dark because I know it's going to be a solid line. Okay, so that's the center. And actually, the top one could also be a solid line. It's also going to be a solid line, so I'm going to darken it too, since I know it's right. So that's 1/4 of the edge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4. Okay, 1/4. So in this class, guys, there's also a lot of math. So, but it's simple math. But so that we so let's practice our math. So this is fractions 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4. Okay. Okay. Now, so I made a box. So now I'm going to pull the box out. I want to pull it out. Hold on. Okay. So now let's make it an inch. Let's pull it an inch out. Very lightly. Pull it, make sure it's straight. Make sure you push it up, or you can also use your ruler and measure it. I'm using a centimeters, and let's see. I'm using a measurement and getting the middle. So that's 3 centimeters. No, that's 2.5. So the center of the 2.5. But I mean, just pushing it out is fine. Okay, so that's the center. So I'm pushing a line out. Now let's push the line in the back. So good thing there's a line already. So I'm making it very light. A very light line. So I'm pushing lines out. So 2 straight lines, that's the bottom of the box. Now, what about the back of the box, the little box? So again, making sure it's straight, pushing it up, the ruler, and make a light line. Make a light line because you don't know if you're going to erase it or not. Okay? So actually, I already made a box. So I'm going to finish a box, and I will make it dark this time because I know that I want to complete it. So I'm finishing my little box. Little box that's behind and the side. And now, using my vanishing point, I put my ruler to the corner of the box in the bottom, and I make a very light line. So I connect it to the bottom line, and I am confident that that's a good line. So I darken it up. What about the front line? I already know the exact measurements, so I'm going to darken it up too. Okay, so we did the back. Now let's do the front, the top front. Okay, the top. With a very light line connected to the corner. So I connected to the corner from the vanishing point to the corner of the box. Okay, and I made a very light line. I don't think you can see. Can you see it? I don't know. It's very light. So I connected from this point to the corner. Now, from the center, you're gonna connect the straight line to the side. So this time it's gonna be a dark line because I know that it's gonna be a solid line. A solid line is a line that you could see. Okay, and I'm going to darken this line too. The line that's connected from the point to the back corner. Okay, top. And now connect this to this. Connect that corner to the bottom corner. Top to bottom. Boom, done. Wait, we're not done. So the back line, that's an invisible line. So good thing we didn't do it dark. So now let me erase it a bit so I can do a dashed line on it. So we're doing a dashed line in the back because it's an invisible line. You can't see that line in real life. Imagine this box was real. Dashed lines are invisible, okay? So I'm going to erase my X that I don't need anymore. So we're done. We're done, yay. So we have solid and invisible. So we have hidden lines, invisible lines, hidden. And we have visible lines or solid lines, solid. So now let's do the top view. Let's do that. This is the top view, the view you see from the top, okay? From the top. So I'm gonna draw a 2-inch. Again, I'm doing 2 inches again. So you can do in the side or if you have space or on the bottom of your box if you don't have space. So 2 inches. Oops. Two inches. So I'm drawing a square. So this is a top view. Like if you were seeing this object from the top, like I'm standing on top of it. That's how you're gonna see this object. Wait. So this is this box on top. This is the top part only. So now we're gonna draw the side of this one. So it's gonna be a small box because we can see it from the top view. Okay. So I did this 2 inches. So maybe I'll split it in half and I'll do 1 inch. Just do 1 inch. 1 inch square. And I need the center. I need the center. How do you do the center again? You draw an X. A very light X. So corner to corner. Corner to corner. Okay, got my center. So now I'm gonna draw. So I'm gonna put my ruler from the center line to the edge, and I'm gonna do 1 inch. And these are solid lines, so they're hard. So I'm gonna close it. If you follow along with me, guys, you won't have to do it again, and you can turn it in. Okay, so we're seeing this object from the top. This object is from the top. So that's what we see from the top, right? Okay, guys. So now we are going to learn section lines. A section line. That's your line, section line. Okay? A section line is lines dashed. Basically, this is one section, and this is a 2-second section. This is the section 2. So section 2, I'm going to put dashes to know that it's not the same size. They're different size. So this is a smaller than this one. So that's why we do a section line. So make sure to learn that, section line. And I'm gonna do it with the ruler. Do it with the ruler. Okay, so that's gonna be called section line. And you can make an arrow and write it that's called a section line. Or you can just make you can add it to your terms. You can add it on the bottom and put a section line. You can draw a box and just put lines in the center. And you can write section line. So you remember. Okay? So you can do that too. All right. So guys, we're gonna be using these lines for a lot of drawings. So make sure to remember them. And I'm gonna post the worksheet when I'm able to. Okay. Okay, that's section line. What about center line? Center line. Remember the center lines? Big, small, big, small, big, small. The dashes. Big dash, small dash, big dash. Center line. So what's the center? So we know that this is the center, right? So let's put my ruler there, the center of the X, and I'm gonna finish it with a big, small dash, big dash, small dash, big dash, small dash, big dash, small, and this ones go outside. They finish outside of the shapes, okay? So we know that it's not part of the shape. Because if you put them, you just leave them inside, we're gonna think that it's part of the shape. Okay, so that's center line. Center line. Okay, you can write it here if you want to, so you can remember center line. I wrote it on this one. Okay, now we're going to do dimension lines, extension lines. Hold on. Okay, hold on, guys, hold on. Let me share screen. Share screen. So what we are going to do is a dimension line. So these lines. No, I'm sorry. So this is what you call extension line. Extension line. So I'm going to show you what's an extension line first, okay? Let me share screen. No, stop sharing. Okay. So extension line. So I want to show how big it's from this side to this side. From this corner to this corner. So we're going to do an extension line. So it's basically showing what are we doing? What are we trying to show? So I want to show the measurement. So this is art and math at the same time, guys. So I drew it a little light. So this is an extension line. You can write it down. Extension line. Okay, extension line. Okay, so now we're gonna draw a dimension line. Dimension line is the arrow inside. Remember, make arrows with that's open. So I'm making an arrow inside, and that is called a dimension line. This is called extension, and this is called dimension. Dimension. Okay. So what about this dimension? I'm using it to say how long is this. So measure it, make sure to measure it and tell me how big it is. So mine says 2.5 inches. No. Yes. Wait, no. Mine says 3 inches long. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches. Okay. So mine says 3 inches. So I want to show that from this side to this side is 3 inches. So I'm going to write 3 inches. If yours is different size, write the size. Okay, 3 inches. You can also write inches by putting 2 dashes on top. I'm going to show you. That's another way of writing inches. Okay, by putting 2 dashes on top. Okay. Now, so now we're getting finally, last one, guys, last one. So now a symmetry line. Symmetry line. I know you guys didn't saw this in the video, but I'm going to show you right now what's a symmetry line. So again, you're going to use an extension line, but it's going to be inside. Do it a light line, do a light line. I'm doing an extension line. And now I'm adding symmetry lines. So it's basically an upside down equal sign. So that's a symmetry line. That means that this side and this side are straight like that. They're straight. They are equals. So they are symmetrical. Symmetrical means that this side and this side are the exact same. Two sides are the same. So this side and this side are the same. That's a symmetry line, okay? So sometimes we show that to show that that the tool is straight. Because there's many tools that they can be like, this is my ruler, straight like that, and then the other edge is that way. There's some tools that are like that. But if we want to show that they're straight, we put that equal sign, okay? Using a extension line. Okay, guys, and now finally, okay, we're gonna learn something new. It's called a leader. A leader. So a leader. Basically, it's an arrow, and I like to fill these in because they're basically they show something. So this is, I want to show just for the example, inches. So inches. So I'm showing that this is an inch. So, or I can write length. I can also write maybe it's part of your drawing that you want to show what that is. Maybe a cable, an electrician. So that's what you call this line. That line, you call it I'm going to write it big so you can see it. A leader. Okay? L-E-A-D-E-R, a leader. So basically an arrow with a line showing you what something is, you call it a leader. So we might be using those lines too, okay? And let me share the screen what I'm gonna give you when I'm able to. So leaders, look, leaders. So you see it's an arrow, a line with an arrow. Okay. So that's a leader.